Understanding Social Security benefits and the different options and deciding when you'll file and for what benefits, your election of Social Security. I've said many, many times, the Social Security election is perhaps the most important election you'll vote on in retirement. According to a recent study, only 4% of retirees elect the proper Social Security election to optimize their benefit. And the average retiree, it costs them over $100,000 in their retirement. So it's very, very important. So it's important to understand how these benefits work. Now, a lot of the information that's out there that's online, typically says, hey, if you can, delay your benefit. Delay. Everybody says that. And there's good reason for that, because your benefit increases from full retirement age to age 70. Your benefit goes up 8% per year, roughly. Okay? And the benefit difference from age 62, which is the first time most people can draw, there are income tests there, but all the way up to age 70, it is over a 75% increase in your Social Security benefit that's guaranteed, and then that's going to pay you for life. So, if your benefit at age 62 is $2,000 a month, at age 70, it's going to be over $3,500 a month. So that's quite a difference. So you see a lot of information out there that says to delay, but it's really not that quite simple. There are several key things you have to keep in mind. Maybe the biggest is, can you afford to delay the benefit? I mean, if you're retired and you need income, if you don't draw the Social Security, that means you're going to be hitting your own savings harder in those first 5 to 7 or 8 years. And, draining your savings too heavily in the first 5 to 8 years could be catastrophic if it's not planned properly. So it's not as automatic as just saying delay the benefit. Number one, can you afford to delay? And then you also need to understand how spousal and widower benefits work if you're either married or you were married for over 10 years. And a divorced spouse, if you don't remarry, if you were married for 10 years or more, you automatically get the same benefits as a spouse would typically get. So it's important to understand how those work. So as an example, first off, the lower earning spouse gets the higher of either his or her own benefit or 1/2 of the spouse's benefit. So like with me and my wife, half of my benefit is going to be worth more than my wife's benefit alone. So she'll get half of mine. However, to get that half, I have to be drawing. And her 50% of mine stops increasing at full retirement age. Well, that might affect my strategy. Now, it's also important to understand widow and widower benefits is that when one of us passes away, the other gets the greater of the two benefits. So let's say I draw at 70 and I get a much higher benefit. And let's say she drew at 62. So she's being reduced on her benefit. Well, if I die first, when I die, if she's over age 70, when she elects to switch to the widow benefit, she gets my full benefit, and it no longer matters that she drew early. There are other things. There are taxation that comes in there. Delaying Social Security can be an effective tax strategy when you're in your 60s and you have more control of your income taxes between retirement age and age 72 than probably at any other time in your life. So you can really use some tax strategies to save on income taxes. But the flip side is you could get penalized with Medicare premium increases, because if you're not drawing Social Security, you're not held harmless by the Medicare hold harmless clause that affects most Social Security beneficiaries, which is, your Medicare premium cannot go up more than your Social Security increase for income. So there are just so many things to consider. The biggest, most important thing I would impress is there are so many different options. Every single person or household could have a completely different answer in terms of what is best for you. When we look at life expectancies, we look at how much income you need, we look at spousal and widow benefits. There are just so many factors to consider. The only way you can truly know is to do a personalized analysis of the different options along with your income need and how much money you have. So what was good for your neighbor or your brother or your sister may not be the best thing for you, and it really needs that personalized analysis for your own Social Security election strategy.